What do you know? It would appear as though the Ninjas in Pajamas don't want to play overtime after all. We look at this series, and it's already started off in a banging way, that being Snappy and the Astralis company, just trying to get things back in order here, and of course, find a little bit of rhythm to their rhyme, a little bit of pacing in their step as they start to walk back the second half. It's NiP that has the answer and ultimately gets it done at the end of the day, grabbing our first map of the series, Train. That leads us to talk about Nuke and Overpass next, but this game got absolutely closer than it had to. And of course, that's courtesy of the Ninjas in Pajamas on their second half. I've got Jacob and Matthew here to break it down for us. So let's start with you, Jacob. What'd you see? What'd you like?
I mean, courtesy of NiP making it close. I'm not too sure about that one. I think Astralis did show up, and did put up on a fight at the very last stages of these games. But overall, it was as we expected. NiP being the better team throughout. I think they put on a lot of pressure towards Astralis. They tried to make this little mini comeback in the first half, and it was looking all right for the Astralis boys. But let's be honest, right now you cannot expect them to perform at this level, and that's just the way it is. I think Plopsky again showing why he's a superstar at the moment. I think he's playing some really solid Counter-Strike. Rest again having a great performance. He's been playing well the past 2 weeks, and I think that's the key to this NiP lineup. If you can enable Rest, Plopsky, and Nuke at the same time, you have a sick trio right there. And they're playing well, and Astralis simply not strong enough to do anything about it. Just a quick note as well on Stabby. I think he had 9 kills 6 or 7 rounds into the game, and he finished at 15, right? So he completely cooled off after a strong start, and you can't have that.
NiP?
Agree. No, listen, Plopsky, great game. When you look at the first half and NiP have 8 rounds on the T side, you know things are going to go south. You know this is going to be a very uphill battle for Astralis. They did the best they could. I actually thought that Astralis did a decent job at stopping the momentum of NiP, actually putting some rounds on the board, controlling some of these assaults. But you move over and you start to see the cracks. It's just not enough. And NiP were very much in shape, I think.
Yeah, and I kind of want to go north with this, and I'm not talking about the Jutland team. I'm not talking about Albor. I'm talking about jumping into what is the second map of the series and what that leaves for us. Let's start to talk about Nuke and where we go from here. Is this something where Astralis gets back in the fight? Do we feel like they're going to have some resemblance of what they used to show us on Nuke?
I think NiP right now is playing a super solid Nuke. I think Nuke in particular with the AWP on Nuke is going to be all over the place. So I'm looking forward to see what Astralis have in store for us. Now, if they don't get to start on the CT side, that's a big problem. And I think that's, again, the reason why I'm going to say pretty confidently right here that Astralis is not going to get to double digits either. I would love if they could pull it to a third map right here. I would absolutely love to see it, but I don't believe in it.
Let's talk about right now a stats helix, though, before we jump too deep into it. I do believe somebody has something very colorful to draw for us.
Yeah, I want to get my hands dirty. I want to play with this new toy that I was given by a DreamHack. So I want to show a round from NiP where I think they reacted in an absolutely best way. So this is on their CT side. And as we can see, this is a pincer move coming in from Astralis. You'll see Magisk happily throwing his way down memory lane towards the B-bomb side. And if you're knocking, if you're Hampus, things are looking grim at the moment. It is already a very uncomfortable position, and things are about to get absolutely worse. Magisk is toying around with Nuke, and soon the kill will fall. And if I can pause it now, let me just put it this way. If you're Hampus, you can die from approximately 4 different ways that Astralis can actually toy with you and completely destroy you. And just look at his reaction and look at how much time he is going to waste. Hampus manages to stay alive for so long in such an uncomfortable situation. It gives time to res and twist to actually win their duel over here. And another timing is Plopsky here, because this took so many time. Plopsky just barely passed by Device. He's going to win that duel over here. Now you have Dupree, poor Dupree, left in a 1 versus 2 res to the backline with the AWP. Plopsky's coming in from behind, and there you have it. That was a beautiful reaction from NiP. There was so many different ways they could have lost this round. It was so well played by Hampus, just staying alive, giving time to twist in the res to retake the position. That was very well played.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see if Astralis can come back fighting harder, stronger, and hitting more shots. I want to see how much more mobile Magisk can get outside, perhaps even inside, as we look at Nuke, the next map of this series. The pick of Astralis and NiP are going to be starting on the CT side. That means that we go to a break. When we come back, we jump pretty much straight into the action. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will be right back after this message.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We do have the next map of the day up for you guys. It's Astralis taking on NiP. Now, I, for one, got a little bit nippy in the studio here, Harry, so I've decked myself out with a nice little scarf here just to really warm up. Well, that's Astralis. That's what Astralis, rather, need to do moving into the second map. They showed us a bit of life at the end of Train, and now they need to bring it back in Nuke.
Yeah, they really do, right? And a bit of a grim stat, considering like Nuke was always a good map for the Astralis squad. Since having Snappy and Yugi join the ranks, they actually haven't picked up a win on this map yet. Yeah, it's a little bit grim, you know, especially because you look at some of the teams they lost to, right? Like Ents, Vitality, for example. These aren't... It doesn't bode well in my head, but let's see if maybe they can turn it around. Here in the pistol, lots of nade damage raining on in. Brings a lot of the Astralis boys down low. And speaking of going low, they're going to duck down in towards this B bomb site. And that bomb plant will be afforded to them at the very, very least. There's a kit on Hampus in this retake, and 3 players trying to get through the ramp. They get snapped up by Dupree and co. And now Plopsky, the only man left standing in this 1v4. So it goes from a 4-on-4 to all 4 players surviving for the Astralis side in a matter of moments. And that pistol round gets locked on in.
Yeah, right, and you mentioned the fact that Astralis, yeah, they may have been struggling on this map as of late with this roster, but you have to remember it's not a go-to for NiP by any means of the word. It is one of their least played maps in terms of all the maps they do play, right? With the exception of Dust 2, their typical insta-ban. So, yeah, I mean, NiP have beat Vitality on this map, though, and Vitality beat Astralis. So if we go on the food chain, Harry, if we look at the pyramid, well, that says that NiP are going to beat Astralis here and now. I don't know if it's that simple, though. And considering if we had come into Nuke with the last map ending how it maybe should have, or at least you could argue that, with it being a 16-7, with Twist in that one-on-one killing Device, well, I don't know how much faith I would have had, but Astralis made that map competitive. They put a bunch of rounds at the end of it and, you know, got a huge T-side streak before they were finally put to a close. So, yeah, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to assume that Astralis can put up a fight and take us to Overpass, but a pistol round start for them, that will certainly set them up. NiP with a force buy, though, not going to be letting go of the reins easily.
Yeah, let's see what these Deagles can accomplish in this round. There's a scout as well on Twist, and that's over here outside. However, he's got to watch out because they are closing the gap, and they actually start to make their way up into heaven. Dupree is very, very fast on his approach here, and that might catch NiP by surprise. He's got teammates falling in behind him as well, and this A site now is very much compromised, and NiP don't really know to what extent. Well, they spot the man over here at the vents. Hampus has been shut down by Dupree, and now that information's been grabbed, this round is very, very tricky for the NiP squad, and they know it. They're trapped in hell. It's a very awkward situation to be in. You can't really get up into heaven. And yeah, with this exchange going down, it's only further solidified that fact. They now know that there's 2 players up here in the heaven position, one of them being Magis, the other being Dupree. And NiP, this hell area ends up being like a cage almost. They are trapped in it and have nowhere to go.
Yeah, this ain't hell for Plopsky, it's purgatory. He's stuck between the 2 bomb sites. He can't go anywhere, and he's just got to wait out the round while he looks to save this Deagle. He knows Astralis are above. He knows that they're outside, and so really there's nothing he can do but hide. Magis might still come for this kill anyway. He's got a UMP. He can make that dollar. Device on the wrap round. Already taken down a man from outside this position. Plopsy's got a scout at the very least, but ooh, it's getting close. He does just hit the timing and get away without getting spotted, so 2 weapons saved here. And, you know, the benefit to this, Plopsky, throw over the scout, give that to Twist or Nork. I guess not Nork, because he's got armor Deeg. Unless Nork gives his Deeg over, you get the idea. NiP are going to spread their minimal weaponry around the team. Astralis, they've got another decent buy, another bonus as they look to make the money and get off to a strong lead on the T side of their map pick.
Fast outside smokes. And it's the standard ones that let you get this cross down to secret. Now, NiP aren't aware of how many players have slipped on into the back line, but they have kept things even in a 4-on-4. The problem is they just don't know the extent to which this B site has already fallen. With 4 players here for Astralis, there's not really much you can do on the NiP side. Scout's going to try and tag some of these players up, soften them up maybe for the pistols, but never survives the journey. Device is already on the angle. Magisk has even pushed up close to ramp. He's looking to get stuck in. He just mows them down like it's casual. And this leaves Nuke all alone. 1v3. I'm going to try and maximize his damage if he can. But it's not going to happen, is it? Astralis 3-0 as they find the conversions on the back of this pistol. And now we have the investment coming through for NiP.
And it's going to be a good buy as well. NiP not, fully queuing the second to buying the third. They stall it out so the loss bonus is higher, and as a result, they have more. Wow, maths, it's kind of basic. Twist, he's got an AWP as well. He doesn't have any armor behind it, so he needs to watch out. Where are we going to see him take that? Very passive. He's not even crossing the garage. He's going to hide hell side, waiting for these T's to cross outside. Astralis is giving him that at least. He won't even get the info. He falls back to spawn. So that means that NiP with this position now needs to rotate someone lower. And so Nuke is dropped into secret to deny this passage for Astralis. There's only one man here, but I say only, it's Device. Maybe not words that should go side by side. He is lethal. Nuke needs to be careful. So a smoke down, he falls back. Device will leave secret and go join Astralis outside. They're actually dropping, or taking ramp rather. They can drop to B, but Device has been cut off from his point. So he might just wait for the rest of Astralis to take control towards B, have Nuke be distracted, and then he can come in later. Right now he's dueling outside. Snappy's killed a lobby push, and this is a great round from Astralis, waiting for NiP to come to them. This hell play is going to be the object of their desires. They don't want that B bomb site after Device has dropped a man in main or done damage to it. It's res low on the A site, and Astralis are fighting for him.
Has 1 kill from Rez, and now he's ready for a heaven peak. Flash goes in, Rez on the angle. Does get bested after getting those 2 kills, but it's left Nuke in a doable spot. Snappy gets that trade, and Astralis will grab that 4th round. Now that one, I don't know about you, Hugo, but that felt a little bit sloppy from NiP for me just then. Right, Twist falling back into CT spawn with the AWP, and then the player that was at ramp rotates down towards secret to hold on to B, right? And I think that makes a lot of sense as to how they played it in that area. But in doing so, they completely gave up ramp, right? It's really not uncommon to see if that's how you're going to play it and you're going to rotate a player down to that B site, to have your outside player take up hell, keep an eye on the ramp for him. Because once they'd given that up, it just gave such a huge portion of real estate to Astralis for free. And even that they end up going back up towards A, Twist rotating him from CT spawn almost looks surprised at the fact that they were in hell, like just blindsided by the fact that there were players there.
Right there is like exactly how Mad Lions like to play this map, and what they showed us yesterday is Astralis like making NiP think they know what's going on, but because Twist has never spotted outside and they saw players, or at least Device in secret, I think NiP just assumed that Astralis are doing the same as the last round and rushing a lot yard behind the smokes down to B, but it's not the case. And so NiP, they rotate for a contingency that is really only a lurk for Astralis, and they set their entire CT side to play around that lurk thinking there's more than one man. And yeah, that's just the, I guess, misdirection is the word, right? That's what we used yesterday. And Astralis, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They've got the ideas. Glaive or no Glaive, Zonic is still here, and the boys that joined Glaive on the journey to the top certainly know what they like to do on this map, and how to make NiP fall for your tricks. So yeah, it's just Astralis, being Astralis on Nuke. They do love it. They're showing us why. 4-0 up right now. Economy is not there for NiP. This should be a 5th. Look at the control. Astralis are on the heaven position. Now, there is a man in rafters. Magisk, does he realize? He runs away. He goes back in and with a pre-fire finds Nuke. Now this should just be Astralis slamming down the hammer on the head of Hampers, hidden in the site. 15 seconds. They needed that kill. Magisk covers the heaven position, and Twist just doesn't even consider going up the vents. Nuke got a kill on the ladder in the last round, but I can't say that one's going to come through here.
I have a lot of bad memories of NiP on Nuke from Pro League and the road to Rio, right? Like, I don't know, this map feels like a bit of a weird one for them. And I think one of the problems for them a lot of the time is dealing with this outside control. And that doesn't just apply to the CT side. I think their T side outside control is another weird one. I would love to see them dedicate just a little bit more here, right? Whether it's putting a man early on down into secret, right, to try and hold it down from that position and maybe support Twist outside, or just something along those lines. Because right now it feels like they're kind of flying blind a lot of the time, and with Astralis just being given this outside control a hell of a lot, they're allowed to do some terrifying stuff with it. You know, we've seen these heaven wraps, we've seen these fast secret plays. There's a lot of versatility that if a team who gains outside control and kind of has like a purpose and a destination, they can achieve a lot with it. And well, Astralis, they know the destination. It's to the stars. That's where they're looking to end up. And in this round, we do see Nuke taking up this secret position with the AWP, this double AWP setup in play, and he's here to assist Twist. I like this change. Let's see if it gives them the results they're hoping for, though. This round, only one man outside as the rest of Astralis try and breach into the A bomb site. Hampus looking to hold it down from behind. The silo is only good for one before Snappy trades, and these rotations have got to be quick. The utility's already cutting NiP out of the round. And Astralis, they should be onto a 6th here with a save coming through for NiP.
Yeah, it's a big kill from Snappy there. That pretty much wins Astralis around. He crouches and he waits for the repeat. He knows that Hampus on the site is going to be, you know, just pivoting and swinging and looking for kills because he thinks he's being rushed. But Astralis, they throw a player through main, and then everyone just stops and waits for that repeat. They know Hampus has to give them something eventually, and it's so quick. Snappy hits a shot, no trade for NiP, a man down, A lost. Yeah, it's a save every day of the week. NiP are going to get out of there alive and at least save 3 guns. It's a good save, but it's an even better round. And Astralis, they're full of them. 6-0 up on this T side. They just needed some time to warm up today, Harry. The T side of train, the latter stage of that half may have been what has really woken them up in this series. And right now they are putting the hurt the way of NiP. Yeah, look at that. Oh, just Hampus, no chance. Double AWP, that's a surprise. That's a real surprise. Astralis have been crunching A, so, you know, you're like, I'm interested to see what NiP want to do with this, but it's going to hamstring you if Astralis keep going for these quick A splits from pretty much everywhere, right? You can have one outside, one ramp, but let's see if they have any results. Device denies the first, and now Nuke is the only AWP rotating towards B. But Astralis, they don't want B. They're going to continue to pressure that top site. Snappy's got another pick there. He's going to turn back for the lobby fight. Snappy is looking good, and he's got a third through the smoke. Wow. Get out of here, NiP. Astralis running the board.
So on a level of 1 to 10, Hugo, how terrified do you reckon Nuke is right now? He doesn't know where anyone is. He's over here at ramp, and he wants to hold on to this AWP if he can. Now, yeah, look at this. He's going to hide behind the box. Now, this is the grossest spot in Nuke. He can just sit here. He's got a lot of sight lines open, and it's a bit of an awkward angle for Astralis to check. I imagine that they're pretty keen to find Nuke if they can.
You think?
You could definitely afford to throw at least 1 or 2 players at this problem if you're Astralis. And dupreeh, there he is. They've given him permission. They've let him off the leash, and he does do a lot of damage onto Nuke. Now they know where this AWP resides, and look at that. The attack dog of dupreeh has sniffed out this lone saving player, and the rest of Astralis are hounding him down. Nuke is getting pressured from seemingly every angle. He's still alive, but not for long. Magis comes in, gets the kill. They lose 2 players. That's fine for Astralis. Money is fantastic right now. They're 7-0 up. And the implications of what it does to NiP are far worse than what losing those 2 players is to Astralis. So,
yeah.
Nice hunt at the very end there.
It was worth noting, you know, firstly, excellent round for Snappy, but he was even coming in from B, right? Like, say Nuke hits some banging shots there and gets out with more than a couple, like, he's dead. There's nothing he can do. And after he killed that first man, you almost see this, like, look of worry on his face where he's like, oh, damn it, now they know where I am. I have 10 health. I can't escape the bomb. But if you have 10 health and they plant A, the only places you can save are secret, T-spawn, CT spawn, or where he was behind the box at ramp. You take no damage there, but like, you know, you move anywhere else and you're going to be dead. So yeah, he knows he's pretty much trapped there and just has to go down with a bang and take as many players out as he can. Astralis 7-0 up. This is excellent. This is classic. And it's their T side, which is the most ridiculous part. Twist pushing yard. We've got to buy here for NiP. NiP haven't hard ecoed these rounds. They've been continuing to put economy in, which is fine, but they're not getting any results behind them, which I guess is less than fine. And obviously these buys are a little bit weaker as a result because of the lack of ecos. There's no Molotovs, there's no kits. There's Fatness is in play. Oof. Nuke, great position. Not a standard one, and he will get a shot off and the chance to drop. No one even trading him on his way down. Astralis, they've got to check for Twist. They do, but he gets away with a double before anything comes through. Yugi with the trade. But boy, oh boy, he's lost his teammate atop the silo, and he's stuck in a clutch.
Yeah, and look at NiP, right? They're so hungry to get this first round. They've pushed into the lobby. They're wrapping Yugi. He's trying to keep his eye on it, but there's players back in T-Sport as well, and that's him removed. NiP, they're going to find their first round. I do love that position from Nuke, man. Like, it's great to just gimmick that one kill.
Yeah.
Gets it, jumps down, gets out of danger, and is still allowed to be a presence outside, right? Still afforded this kill later on onto Snappy.
The danger of that position, the reason you won't see it often is if you're playing it as a CT, no matter your spawn, if the Ts ever rush outside, they beat you there, and they catch you mid-air. Like, that's the timing. They see you when you're jumping to garage, and that's not a good timing at all. So, obviously, the risk is there that you hope Astralis don't play their spawns, but at this kind of level, you know, if you're NiP, you know what Astralis are doing, you know how to read them, you know that Astralis aren't, you know, MMW holding their way to red. Not all the time, at least. And so, yeah, he makes the right read and the right call on the right round.
Something that I think is interesting here is that there was a second AWP on device outside, and it looked like NiP picked it up at the end of the round.
Yeah, they picked it up and then they swapped it for an M4. They didn't want the double AWP. I can only assume that was, you know, by design, because it was picked up and then traded out immediately after. I think because Popsky had an MP9, so he just picked up the closest gun to him, which was an AWP, and then less than a second later, he found an M4, so he just took it. And I think NiP know that double AWP. It wasn't the answer. You know, the round they ran it did not help. One player just got stuck, Ramp having to save, and Twist was killed immediately outside. So, yeah, I don't think the double AWP is a solution right now for NiP, not with how Astralis are playing. And so, you know, four rifles and an AWP is definitely a safer call.
Wow, Plopsky and Twist, they have this crossfire set up down towards the B site. And Astralis, they've got all four players here. Plopsky yet to be spotted, just hidden in this corner, hiding close. And Yugi swings, but checks the wrong side. But Plopsky's time on this earth draws to a close pretty soon thereafter. This B site overrun by Astralis, but the rotates are coming on through, and this bomb's going to go down. There's 15 seconds, and the bomb is not yet planted. Device gets spotted down in the vents, and it's going to get dealt with.
Oh, the wrap round for Dupree. Perfect timing on the ramp play, but just sitting on the bomb, and Rez was not ready for that fight. It's Nuke alone in a 1-on-2. No kit, no chance. Dupree's going to hit the shot, and wow, what a round for Astralis, man. NiP, they get on the board, they instantly get reset like that. I love the position from Plopsky, actually. He's sitting in the forest spot next to double doors where you're exposed to decon, but he's actually crouched. And so as a result, the decon player who's opened the door physically can't see him, and he's able to kill Device coming through the double door with his back turned. Device thinks it's clear because it's been spotted by his decon player, but like I said, Plopsky was crouched, and so he avoids that. Nice little idea there. Still another round for Astralis. Twist feels the need to get aggressive, and they actually do have a double AWP, Harry. They've gone right back to it. It's not going to work, though. At least not one of them.
Yeah, this AWP on Nuke feels like it's delivering a lot of the time outside. And this round, he's put them back into a 4-on-4. And Plopsky's now going to extend this round back into NiP's favor. But Magisk, ooh, gets up close. However, Nuke, quick reaction, is able to find that kill. And so for Astralis, it's Dupree and it's Snappy left in this one in a 2v4. They're going to group back up in the lobby. And looks like they want to try and get into this A bomb site, but a nice preemptive rotation from Nuke finds his way up into heaven, and he's here to help out. As he's dropped down into the site, he has this crossfire set up with Hampus, who's holding onto the hut. These players have gotten out through the door, but Nuke is going to check it and follows up with a nice double there. That's 4 in the round in total for him. And yeah, at this point, I think keep the AWP on Nuke, man. He's been finding it so many of these kills, especially outside. Like, that shot there is incredible. We didn't catch that one. That was off camera. And then the quick reaction onto Magisk. It feels like he's feeling it, and Twist, a lot of these rounds, when he has had the AWP, has just given up these mad advantages.
Yeah.
So I can't. Yeah. There we go. They make the decision. All right, Nuke, you've earned it, bud. Hold on to the big green gun and do us proud.
I like that, right? Because when we talk about pressure of players, like of 6 or 7 man lineups, and like, oh, that's going to create pressure. Like this player feels like they need to perform because otherwise they'll get replaced, which is obviously, you could argue, is a good pressure, I think. You know, having 2 very capable AWP players is also, I think, a good bit of pressure in not the same sense, but in a similar way. Like, you know, obviously there's going to be a point where Twist goes, yeah, man, take it. I'm not feeling it. Like, they're all on the same team at the end of the day. But in the same vein, you know, the better AWP in the map is more likely going to get given the AWP, right? You could assume. And so, yeah, it's just a nice bit of pressure to perform there for Nuke and Twist. And Nuke, well, he certainly is right now, 11-6. We've seen this guy have some unbelievable games inside of this NiP roster. And, well, this would be one time to show up right now when NiP are down in this map. Nuke making first contact in the round. It's Secret, it's Yugi, and it's the AWP. Oh, what a shot. Nuke, he tries to move out and back in, but if anything, the movement is what gets him killed. Standing still might have been the shot, and Yugi will hit it. Vent rotate comes through for Res, hits the timing, but Magisk is ready. Only a dink. That's the bomb spotted, but still the kills for Astralis. They don't care about the information. They just care about the trades, and they've got them all. Nice shot from Hampus inside of main. He's going to drop Vent to B. That's where the bomb is. But not for long. Oh, Dupree.
Oh dear. Hampus has no clue that Dupree is up on the rafters, but he's dodged it and he's gotten away. And it will just have to be the save. There's not really much else you can attempt here if you're Hampus. He's backing on out. It's a 9th round on the board for Astralis. Their new game still looking great here. And NiP really struggling right now. And that struggle is kind of set to continue. They've never really had money. And I think, you know, like the cash would make all the difference, right? Like when Astralis are going for these outside smokes, one of the things that you often see when that kind of standard, you know, red smokes go down is there's 2 ways you can try and use utility there. You can either molly the smoke for the run and you can follow it up with nades to do damage on the players crossing, or you can just throw the Molotov where the smokes land to try and leave yourself a gap. And it feels like, you know, we haven't really had that utility outside. And so as a result, NiP, they're very much relying on winning these fights early and gambling these rotates at the right times, and it's just not working right now.
Twist is back on the AWP though, Harry. He's taken over Nuke here, 3-10. That's a decision I just definitely don't agree with right now, and let's see if I get proven wrong. I'd like that to happen, but also I'm just surprised at the call. Nuke, he's taking Secret instead. Don't necessarily need the AWP here, of course. Hampus, getting aggressive. He's being watched. Snappy doesn't react. He's blind, but he gets the kill anyway. I don't know what's going on. That should have been no one's kill, really. But someone's got to take it. And Astralis will. A man up in this round. Nuke still has yet to move inside of the Secret. And Astralis have yet to show him any face outside. Dupree's looking atop the silo, but other than that, he will see nothing. NiP are heavy stacked on this A site right now, just gambling. Ramp is fully open, so if Astralis do their classic outside play and split ramp with it, they're going to have a free round for them. Yeah, and when you're NiP in this position, it does feel like you have to gamble at times. You have to give positions away because what else are you going to do? Astralis are surely going to trade you if you put someone on a ramp here at a bare minimum. So they give it up. They let Magisk run round lower. Nuke's in the garage rather, not in Secret, so he can't actually stop this. He can only spot this, and it's going to be an A play for Astralis. Nice and fast into the stack.
Oh, Device is able to get down the vent. Now this 1v3 and a B plant available to it, but this is a very, very tall order. Device going to start to plug in the numbers, and these rotates taking a little while to come through. Device going to try and deal with the first man in and does drop Nuke on this rotate. But he's going to have to do a little bit more than that. Plopsky does get the trade, and with it, there will be a 3rd round found for NiP. Just about as they deal with this one. They don't give Device the room to maneuver there in that 1-on-3. They just group up, they play together, they trade off of one another. They don't let any kill go unpunished. And so finally, we see the kind of merit as well of having Nuke out in this garage position, because it feels like a lot of the time he's just been stuck there waiting around to kind of have an impact. There, you finally see why they've been running it so much. You know, he's able to cut down these players as they try and split into the A bomb site. Money's not really been a problem for Astralis. That tends to happen when you're 9-3 up, so they're going to be able to reinvest here and now. And a fast A play, bit of a change of pace as they just blitz their way in through the door. They're able to get past Rez. They deal with Hampus as well. Twist is up in heaven with this AWP, and we want him to come alive. We want to see a bit more from Twist on this big green gun. Unable to find anything as this bomb plant looks to come through. Spam from Nuke, almost on the mark, but not quite.
Astralis is a completely different team to the one we saw in Train. They often let kills go untraded and you know, let advantages lie in the favor of NiP, but it feels like any time NiP get a kill, Astralis will swing that player and get back in control, back in the advantage. And this is exactly what we wanted from this team really all day long. Right now, NiP silent inside of this map. I feel like they're just excited to get on the T side at this point, but they do need more rounds. They can't get 12-3. That will not be pretty. And yeah, NiP probably just wanted to control the pace, because right now Astralis are dealing them every difficult hand. And they've had a lot of variety as well. It's not been like, oh, Astralis have figured out the one weakness of NiP and they've just abused that for 10 rounds in a row. No, they've done everything. They've ramp split, they've top hit, they've dived vent, they've pushed behind the smokes, they've racked heaven. Like, you know, what else can you ask from Astralis in this game? They're doing it all. Maybe NiP can ask Astralis for mercy, but I don't think they're going to be giving it much out right now. 2 rounds left of the half, NiP saving for the last, and they've got pistols around the saved weaponry.
Twist has been spotted, and so his aggression outside does not give the results that NiP were hoping for. He goes from being someone looking to make a play to a bit of a liability. Now, there's a lot of other dudes here for NiP. And Device is certainly not prepared for this 4-man stack outside. It's a bit of an unorthodox round here from the Swedes. Device is rapping, and he's hunting these kills down. Deals with the first. He's isolating these fights very, very well, not opening himself up to too many crosshairs at once. And so Device taking down 3, spotting even more players here outside. Astralis, they seem pretty aware that this stack is in play, and they'll mop up the remaining players. So they get that 11th round on the board. The outside stack doesn't give the results that NiP were hoping for. And once again, Twist is the first man to fall on the back of this push outside.
Yeah, a dangerous play, right? The red box, but he doesn't commit to it. He gets behind it, he gets spotted, like you say, and then he gets stuck. Like, oh, do I want to like risk dying here, or do I want to try and escape? Well, little does he know, trying to escape is risking dying. Astralis have pushed up close main wall, and they react very well to that information. Rez, big push here, but nothing from it. Only damage, the boxes, the gaps. They give Astralis a way back into safety. And another advantage going the way of the Danes. It's all just coming together for them right now. NiP, no kit, no warp, nothing in this round but rifles. Snappy is still holding the lobby as well. There's a bit of a push up on the ramp side. Plopsky is coming, and the bomb is re-entering lobby. This isn't a problem yet, because there are lots of Astralis players, but wow, that's a great shot. Snappy looking to double up. Plopsky's here, and Twist is baiting them in. That might give Plopsky a chance to wreak havoc here from the radio room. No one's even seen him yet. He's still waiting for the cross. Snappy goes for it. There's the bomb. Plopsky drops them both, and that's what we needed from this young player, leaving 2 up for Astralis, and a viable round for NiP.
Yeah, Nuke is still down at the B site, though, still in these vents, and at this point in time, it's a little bit awkward for him. He's going to try and wrap back into the lobby, but Magisk has spotted him. Damage done by Nuke. He's hounding down this bomb. He's trying to take this fight while he's got it. Device, while all this has been going on, is wrapped in through main, and Nuke, well, he is going to react fast enough, but 2 points of health on him now, and Magisk still to deal with. Magisk up on top of main is hardly being discreet in his movements, but he's dropped this smoke to cut off this position. And he's going to try and play around it. Takes a peek on through and now runs down towards Secret, but Nuke has heard all of this. Holds the angle, Magisk spots him, but Nuke, 2 points of health, will find the kill, wins out that 1v2, and does take a 4th round on the board for NiP. Astralis still with quite the lead, and their CT side about to begin. They're looking to take us the distance here. Find out if the Danes can after a quick break.
feel nothing more at all. Walking the streets, a fork in the road. It's so hard getting back grounded when you fall. Time will tell if I ever will find somebody body. Mend this broken heart that you have shattered. Nobody body. She wanna kiss and hug Mariana. She wanna make love Mariana. She wanna be us Mariana. How about today? She wanna be with me Mariana. She wanna be with Mariana. She wanna make love Mariana. How about today? How about today? Mariana. How about today? How about today? Mariana, yeah. Crazy that I've still been waiting for ya. Just tell me you're done and everything is over. Time will tell if I ever will find somebody body. She wanna kiss and hug Mariana. She wanna make love Mariana. She wanna be us Mariana. How about today? She wanna be with me Mariana. She wanna be with Mariana. She wanna make love Mariana. How about today? How about today? Mariana. How about today? How about today?
Wow, 11-4 at the end of the first half of play. And Astralis, they've surprised us a little bit here. They've put up a very good T side in this game. And you can see that has shrunk the Betway odds down quite a bit. NiP falling flat over on their CT side. And now moving into this pistol, it feels like a necessity if NiP want to come back into this game. Now, while they've gone for utility, Astralis have not. They've got armor across the board, not a single kit in play. NiP setting up for a fast A execute. Yugi and the rest of the gang stacked up by the door as this A play comes on through. The flash actually blinds the majority of NiP. That was their own flashbang. Luckily enough, they do find all the kills regardless, but that would have been one that you imagine the TeamSpeak wouldn't be too happy about if that had led to the demise of that round for NiP. Device and Snappy in this 2v5, they're not even going to give this round a go. Neither one of them have taken damage yet, so they're just going to try and hold on to this armor for a bit of a cheaper upgrade in the follow-up round. NiP, they will find the pistol. They do get this 5th round on the board, and so maybe there's still a chance at the comeback yet.
I'm going to hold out for the replays, but I'm pretty sure Rez jumping one tap to player on the top of the hut. I'm pretty confident that happened, Harry, and that is filthy. It feels weird that we're in a world where we start the half by saying, Astralis, they've surprised us. They're wrecking NiP. What a surprise. Like, that shouldn't be a surprise, but yet it still is. And right now, NiP looking to get back into the action. Nice shot from Device, holding on to his armor alongside Snappy, and that's going to be pistol for NiP. Let's look at this again. Rez. Oh, that's a triple burst, Harry. That's filthy. The last bullet of the burst mid-air. That's just filth.
We've got this force buy from Astralis. And they've got a lot of these SMGs, no head armor behind them, so that's always something to worry about. But gives them something to talk about in this round at the very, very least. Now, with ramp control being given over to NiP, they are very, very fast to grab this control and get into hell. Nuke has opened up at the A site, and so this bomb is going to rotate on in. A Heaven Plant is available with players in this position from this ramp take. And Astralis, they can't even attempt this one. All three of these players are down at the lowest site. There's no real way, no real avenue for them to rotate in. And even if they get into the bomb site, they don't have a kit for the bomb. They know that it's going to be a Heaven Plant with the player set up there in the post plant. And so they're just going to hold on to what they've invested into in this round. Give it another go in the next, but it will be this 6th on the board for NiP.
Yeah, I wonder how realistic this comeback is, right? Like how, I think we're all just waiting for Astralis' rifle rounds to figure out, you know, what kind of Astralis do we have? Are they going to be able to put a stop to these fast plays with trades? Are they going to, you know, get aggressive and try and force fights in the lobby because there are a lot of rounds up? I'm actually kind of excited, but that will be delayed for yet one more round while NiP go about their business and get rid of these anti-ecos. Get up to 7, which is the likely scoreline we'll see in just a second. Astralis, good round to get aggressive, good round to set up for a crunch in the lobby or even a stack on a site here, doesn't matter which. Something cheesy, something that NiP might just overcommit into without reading. Ooh, Plopsky gets the kill, then jumps. Better than the other way around. Even tapping to Heaven as well to tag Yugi. Dupree gets aggressive to not good, or not much result rather. And NiP, they're just moving this bomb down to B here. Astralis have 2 players in position, but even then, AKs versus pistols should be a quick affair.
Ooh, yeah, okay. The ammo running low for Snappy means that he couldn't get much more done. And NiP, they're real sweaty in this round. They're not even committing to the B side play. They actually rotate up because Nuke had already secured the A bomb site. And so Yugi is just left down at the B site all alone. Sad times for Yugi. He's got no friends to play with, maybe a weapon to retrieve. And in absence of friends, you know, material goods are often all right as well.
Does that do for you, Harry? Does that keep you going?
Yeah, man. I mean, like ever since I left the house, Hugo, and it's just you and Trace there now, I haven't had any friends, so I've just been buying loads of stuff. It's pretty cool.
What's your
Honestly, I much prefer my new stuff to hanging out with you two. So
yeah, I don't really blame you. Not at this point. Well, right now, NiP, they're hanging out in the T-spawn together. A little crowd of Swedes escaping this situation, escaping the detonation and finding 7 on this B side. Nice double for Snappy. In another world, that actually matters, but not in this one. All that's really going to do is give him 1,200 bucks to buy. And 11-7. Let's see what Astralis can do. This is it. This is the litmus test. Will this actually be a comeback for NiP, or will it be put to bed before it even begins? And Overpass as the 3rd map of this series might even come through. NiP going into their first 4-buy round, still running an SMG, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
oh, Magisk is very, very blind. He was holding for this push from Rez and isn't able to adjust in time. Now, Device tries to take up position outside, and he's just about gotten away with his life intact. This has allowed for a secret play to come in, and this is where we're looking at Snappy, who's currently over towards ramp. He needs to begin a rotation down to this B site because it is now in the hands of NiP, and they are a lot deeper than he was ready for. Even that Molotov catches him by surprise. And now this retake has to come through in a 4-on-4. Now, bear in mind that while all this has been going on, Nuke has kept up his position here in the door, and he's going to be able to deny these vent rotations. I mean, Astralis aren't even going for it. They're actually backing off. They're saving. Yeah. And so Nuke might be able to find a few of these players on the exit.
This is something that Astralis, you know, you may look at and laugh from the outside perspective, but this is something Astralis, I think, is a really good call. And it's you know, they're only going to get it now. They're not going to be able to do this later when the scoreline gets close. But considering they have a lead, and you know they've lost a man, they've lost B, they have 1 kit, Device is 1 HP on an AWP. This is actually a really good call, because if Astralis went for this and they would lose it, which is I think almost guaranteed, considering NiP had 3 lower players, and like you said, Nuke was still lurking. Astralis didn't know that. But that's a great round for NiP. And so Astralis know that they can basically have another rifle round back-to-back here, whereas the alternative, if they go for that, is their full eco, or at least low economy here, and they have to take a breather. It means they just get another chance at this one, and, you know, assuming they patch that hole, they don't let NiP get quick B, you know, very different round now for Astralis. They've got everything they need for it once again.
Device is trying to go aggressive, but these mollies, these nades have brought him down very, very low. Device, well, he is good for one. It's only one shot that is required to deal with him. And Magis trying to spam this smoke, gets some returning fire of his own, both in the literal sense and the other literal sense, in the bullets and Molotovs come his way. Dupree trying to hold on to the lower site, and with that kill, he's dropped the bomb. A second does come in before Rez gets that trade. Now we're going to watch sneaky little Nuke over at this A bomb site. Once again, going to try and cut down rotations, maybe secure a path in towards A. He does have Magisk, oh sorry, Yugi to worry about inside of the site. As he swings on out, the kills just don't present themselves. Yugi is going to hold down A, and with those kills, he puts a 12th round on the board for Astralis.
Yugi needed that, right? Like if he dies there to Nuke, that's all over for Astralis. They gambled B, they were double on that lower site, and Yugi was alone here. You know, gets them both good stuff, locks it down as the anchor, and that's what Astralis need to get back on the board. And now that save Harry in the previous round, it's all worth it completely, because Astralis win the follow-up and they get on the CT side nice and early in the game. See if they can keep things moving. Device gets tagged going for the cross. It's a very dangerous cross. With the smoke down, that's just to cover the view, but NiP obviously get to yard first, and so they have tagged Device here. Wonder if they know he's in position. Doesn't look like it. He's going to peer around. Nuke is waiting. Oh, looks away as Device gets a shot. Going back, and Plopsky playing with his food here. Maybe he should have just taken a bite out, because Device is looking dangerous right now. Magis covering, takes Plopsky off the top of the box, and Yugi's found Hampus elsewhere as well. This is a mess for NiP. Astralis getting back in control, winning every duel, and there's just nothing stopping them. Twist with 5 kills in the door, smoked off. Might as well just go through this one and give it a go. Gets a kill, but even though he actually technically has the A site, I don't think he's even going to go for the plant in a 1-on-4. He's waiting for kills, and they're going to come his way. Device, nice shot. And Astralis, they're back in control of this game.
One of the good things to come out of this like temporary roster shakeup for Astralis is I feel like people like Device. I feel like it's a mixture of him feeling like he needs to make plays, but also like he just feels a lot more free to do it. You know, like he's pushing outside in these rounds with the AWP. He's getting in the face of NiP, and then he's got his old mate Magis to keep an eye on him and watch out. You know, the ever watchful eye towards outside.
Snappy is going to tell Device not to go for a play.
No, exactly. Because it's like, you know, what can you say? And you know, you can't argue with the results either. Device has been good at finding these kills on these aggressive pushes, and he's looking to do it again. He's creeping over here towards the lobby, and he's got Dupree alongside him. Start to aggress, and they spot a man holding on, but no kill goes either way just yet. Now Device says, all right, Dupree, you had a go. You gave it a nice try, but let me show you how a real master does it.
Well, unfortunately, he won't get to show, because NiP have shown face towards yard. They pushed everyone here apart from Nuke, who is back lobby side on the roof. Magis holding this cross. There's no smokes down for NiP, and there's only one left in the back pocket. So Magisk, a free fight here if he wants it. Rez will take him down, though. They'd already spotted him. And NiP, they can go anywhere with this. They've got Yard, they've got Mini, they've got T-Roof, and you know, Nuke can come in to try and get that lobby back under control. He doesn't know Device is still here. Remember that angle Device took? He's still on it. He hasn't moved a muscle, by the way. And so respect for that, but he can get caught by Nuke, who comes in off this ladder late. He's not doing that right now, though. 28 seconds. NiP need to hit a site. Yeah. They want A.
One of the things that we've said before with NiP is sometimes it can feel like when they get this control outside, they get a bit lost when they're going through the motions and they don't quite know what to do with it. And this round, you know, they've really taken their time and they were setting up for this A play, but so much time has gone off the clock. They just have to run in. They've got to commit. And in doing so, you know, they run into the firing squad of Astralis there. It's a bit of an awkward one because if you're NiP, you know, you end up in that 4-on-4. The world is kind of your oyster. I think it was Plopsky going down towards B is away from the rest of the team. He has to come back up late into main, isn't really able to help out. And this is all just because the time is so low. You've got no other choice but to try and get into that site and get that bomb down. And the fact that they try and expedite the process, you know, that they pick up the pace a little too much. They have to run the gauntlet. And there's a reason why that phrase, you know, doesn't sound like it's great, because it's not. And so now Astralis on 14, looking to take us the distance here. And they've certainly made a good case for it. Device getting set up down here in secret.
Ooh. Majiski's always been good at getting kills out, but this time he'll actually get traded after one. Plopsky's upgraded, and NiP, with their backs up against the wall versus 14, are looking to save their souls in this series. Of course, the third map round the corner if Astralis do make this happen. It's Overpass. In fact, the map NiP beat Astralis on to open EPL as well. So there's always that. Nice. Oh, good timing. Finds a shot to Rez. He's going to go back for more as well. One's already crossed out, though. He's got a flick off Device. Just, oh, what do you even do against that? Probably nothing. Probably lose. That looks like the game plan for NiP right now in a 1-on-3 with the bomb lost. Plopsky, great position, but nothing to do with it, rather. And now he's been smoked off of the ramp as well. He's going to hide inside of it, wait for the fade. But he can't afford to wait 15 seconds. He's probably got to go sooner rather than later. Look at that clock. It's ticking down. No one's watching this. dupreeh is looking, but Plopsky is deep enough that when this fades, dupreeh won't have an angle. So Plopsky can start to clear out positions and give this one a go. There's a chance. There really is.
That's one, but one bullet in the gun. Yeah, not going to survive the journey. Yugi comes on in, gets the trade. 15 on the board for Astralis. Map point. Looking to get this one over the line. Looking to take us to Overpass. I'm kind of glad that we're getting 3 maps out of this one, right? When we saw these guys take each other on, Hugo, you spoke about it already back at Pro League with the full Astralis roster and back when Lecro was in NiP. NiP looked really good in that Overpass game, and we actually saw them take that series 2-0 convincingly over Astralis. So I can't wait to see how they stack up on this map. It's a fast A play, and it might be a fast ending to this game. Hampus, while he does get one, he's gone, and all the kills come through. It's dupreeh with an ace to end things out for Astralis, 16-8, and they take us to Overpass as our third map.
Yeah, we theorized a little bit, Harry, if that warm-up at the end of training for 5 rounds in a row for Astralis, just kind of came out of nowhere and then ended with them losing the map. We're going to warm them up. We're going to get them ready because they did look so absent at the start of the day. But right now, showing up, their map pick, it goes excellently. They look in control, a dominant first half. NiP get the pistol. Astralis, all it took was their second rifle round after a save in the first, and they just don't drop anything. So yeah, the Astralis we know and love are back to play and here to take us to Overpass as the third map of the series. Remember, this is for elimination. This ain't for nothing. So whoever loses is going home. Doesn't want to be NiP. Astralis don't want that either, but we're going to have to, unfortunately, kick someone out of the server in just a moment. So join us in a minute to see who that will be.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris